Okay, last time we left off with Peace Walker, we had done a boss fight against the Poopa. We got Otacon's dad, who is like even more of a scumbag than Otacon. He's now in our team. We also have an ornithologist, presumably because Hideo Kojima wanted to do a deep Wikipedia dive about ornithology so we could have another codec person to talk to. The mission that we're currently on is getting an ID card from a special guard somewhere in a mission. I actually left in the middle of the mission last time, so we're going to skip the briefing for it. Very exciting. Kat actually popped on stream a little bit to talk about it yesterday. If you check the end of that VOD, you can hear it from him, but he wants to do grilling outside, so everything barbecue related. He's particularly good at barbecuing and has some specific strategies that you guys might benefit from seeing. Also wants to do fried chicken.
Close to where your target is located.
She talked about yesterday. Breakfast, our stereotypically breakfast foods is a big one. We'll probably do longer breakfast stream. It's much easier to do than the grilling stream. It's right next to her. I actually made air-fried chicken today, and it was outstanding. Really, really, really good. The air fryer is the second best purchase I've made in my life after the bidet. I highly recommend getting one. It's less of a fryer and more of a really, really fast, really, really efficient convection oven.
Recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
So they're talking about it in Discord, but like Andrea likes to have bagel bites, and to do that in a conventional oven, it takes about 16 minutes for it to preheat and then 16 minutes for it to cook. Whereas the air fryer does the same thing in about 7 minutes flat.
Guess not.
The bidet is the best purchase I've ever made in my life. Everyone should have one. If you don't, you are suffering for no reason under the tyranny of toilet paper. $25 on Amazon. That's a couple trips to a restaurant, fast food restaurant, one trip to a sit-down restaurant.
Recovery helicopter is complete.
A bidet attachment. After that happens, a couple steps we got. Oh, I guess not. We have to hold them a little bit longer. Alright, Yukipo.
Recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Kat and Donovan have so quickly adapted to both the air fryer and the bidet that they've already ordered their own for when they move out this weekend. Got 2 Amazon boxes sitting in the kitchen with them. I actually didn't use one in Japan.
Is someone there?
Someone is there, but we're just going to move along. We're supposed to find an area of the level where there's a bird call being made, and that's the guard that's supposed to have the ID card that we need. Oh no, Yukipo. I'm sorry.
Once you know which soldier has the ID card, do a body check. To do a body check,
it's not too hard to install, but I guess I could envision having a toilet that's extra hard to do it with.
Works too.
Okay. Probably are some guys on the ground in here.
Somebody there?
There is somebody there. Well, he gave up fast on that.
Well, pretty good, hmm?
Mm-hmm. Well, most bidet attachments should be pretty easy to install on the majority of, as long as it's not like a super cheap plastic toilet. You put in this tubing that intercepts the water main, intercepts water before it gets to the tank at the top of the toilet, so it can redirect some of it when you turn it on. It should just be an issue of adding a little T-valve and then putting a pipe through it, securing it so it doesn't spray water everywhere.
Huh, nothing.
They give up so easily, it's great. Right. When you detach the hose for the first time, all the water that was in the tank does pour out, so yeah.
Fulton recovered helicopter is complete.
There's the guy. Let's see. I don't think the guy we're looking for is in here. He's probably on a different map. Yeah. Mine's directly attached to the toilet. It goes in between the seat and the bottom of the toilet, which is really nice because you don't have to get up. And there's just a little knob that you turn.
If you forget what a Quetzal sounds like, give Cecile a call on the radio. She'll remind you.
Need a reminder of that Quetzal call?
Thanks. Oh no, no. Today's for spraying your butt. Because if you had a mudslide hit the side of your house, you wouldn't go out there with dry paper towels and try to clean it up.
Is somebody there?
Right, Jahan? I love how quickly these guys give up. Oh shit. Well, that happened.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
Should be more careful with these snipers, I guess. Where's the reinforcements at? Yeah, right? This'll show you. I'm out of Fulton's. Okay. Blood health care. Right. Right. Alright, that went well. This is a sneaking mission. Affordable butt health care. Yeah. I'm super serious about it though, like I live that Parks and Rec gif, the blooper gif where Andy's talking to the doctor, to the point where I had really serious anxiety anytime that I had to poop. So I knew that I was like going to be setting aside tens of minutes to the ordeal. Now that I have a bidet, that anxiety is washed away. And to think that I spent all that time suffering for nothing, not knowing it could be better. Okay, Mom. That's funny. Sums up the American story. Suffering for no reason. Yeah. People are surprisingly opposed to the idea. Ask Kat and Donovan sometime when they pop on stream. Actually, Kat, Donovan, and Andrea all looked at me like I was a nutter when I said I ordered one. And now they all regret whenever they have to poop somewhere that's not at home that doesn't have one, because they aren't installed anywhere in the United States. No joke, we're going to Las Vegas next week. We're bringing a bidet attachment with us to the hotel. Howdy, friend. How are you? You really don't want to shoot those guys and not get a headshot. They will call an alert almost immediately, it looks like. I think that's what got me last time. It wasn't so much that the guy gave up quickly, it was that he saw me shoot him. The previous one just saw me for a split second and then detected me. I thought I saw somebody up here. Wouldn't it be perfect if it's as far away as it possibly could be? I wonder if it actually spawns randomly. I haven't heard the bird call yet.
That is definitely the Quetzal. He must be nearby. Now
Sweet.
Look for a soldier with an orange jacket.
So I think the orange jacket is a much easier tell than the bird, right? No, sir. Her character is a little absurd.
Start talking. Start talking.
Snake, pick it up.
Hey. Got it. Going back to Strangelove's lab. Unlike the card received from Huey. Yeah, if you didn't know the bird call, how would you ever know if you were in the right area to find the jacket out of the 6 possible options? That seems to me like something that was a flavor decision that was made before the mechanics were nailed down. Either that or the orange jacket was introduced after the fact because it was too hard for people to figure it out otherwise. The bidet is very good on your plumbing because it's just rerouting the water into a tube. You flush significantly less into your system. Like you maybe use 2 panels of toilet paper to dry off, basically. Hey, Ludifex, how's it going? Welcome to Butt Talk. I'm your host, Marstead, and we're talking about cleaning butts. wonder if you could fill an entire 10-episode podcast about butt talk. Long time pooper, first time caller. Yeah. I know, right? Kaz chiming. In Japan, toilet seats are warmed. That includes the stream of water, Snake. Warm water, huh? I don't know. In the jungle, you have to use leaves. Yes, Kojima's God Rant. Oh, hello. This guy got back up. Does have a helmet. Always find a way to talk about butts. What a thrill. Beer in my butt. Such a pure stream. Do 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 do. I clean my butt. Not for honor, but for you. Butt cleaner. Yeah, right, sir. It's just like you're watching it happen in slow motion.
Excellent. It's open.
All right, Dr. Strangelove's lab is in a temple, because that makes sense. Yeah, not for honor, but. Hey, Ashley Wood cutscene knife. A horse.
It can't be.
I mean, it's a horse. Other people could have horses.
Looks like death wasn't ready for you yet.
Boss,
And who might you be?
you. Dr. Strangelove, I presume.
I've been
Bad
waiting.
horse.
Snake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just as a
waiting
small
without joy
universe.
or pleasure. Waiting for the one I despise.
Don't move.
Right.
Don't move, you men and your guns.
It's the boss's clone brother, right? Dr. Strangelove.
I suppose you're here to destroy my research. Yes, I know. Just as I know what you did 10 years ago. Go on. Kill me like you killed her. Kill me like you killed the boss. Kill me!
What exactly do you...
Come on, Snake. Or should I say Big Boss? That filthy title given you as reward for murder. Do you still wear it with pride? You chose a shadowy country over the mentor who made you what you are.
I mean, I didn't have all the
For
facts.
good soldiers everywhere. You used the pretext of a mission to kill a true hero.
Hey, Eva didn't really tell me the
Is that what
deets.
you call loyalty? Answer me.
The boss.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
And what
She
they say
betrayed
about
America. She stole a data
assuming-
product and then defected to the other side.
make an ass out of Uma Thurman.
She used an American nuclear weapon to attack Soviet territory. The only way for Washington to prove its innocence to Moscow was to eliminate the traitor themselves.
Yep, that's the official story.
Boss's death was the only thing that could have prevented all-out nuclear war.
Is that what you call the truth?
It's the truth as it was told to me.
So the truth is that you sullied the reputation of your mentor, the woman you loved most in this world, before you buried her.
It was my mission.
Huh. So that's the conclusion you came to in order to live with yourself.
What's the boss to you?
I'm the one she abandoned when she left this world. I won't rest until I get answers from the woman I loved. You and I are the same. We are the walking dead. Would you like to meet her?
The boss is gone.
Not so fast. You'd like to meet her, wouldn't you? I can arrange it. You took her life. I gave it back.
You what?
Care for a sniff? It's only snuff. You're a cigar man, aren't you? Well, there's no smoking in there, so if you want to meet her, you'd best partake now. Follow me. This is my baby, my morpho butterfly. It's neither pupa nor cocoon, but an amalgam. A complete individual in the fullest sense of the word.
Is someone there?
Boss.
We have a visitor. I'll introduce him. Don't try anything foolish. As long as we're in here, I can reduce you to carbon at the press of a button.
Who are you? A man. A warfighter.
Boss. Is that you?
I call it the mammal pod.
Mammal pod?
For my participation on the project, I demanded access to all information on the boss. Everything the CIA had. Her personal history, military records, physiological data, correspondence, the files for every operation she took part in, every decision she ever made at every possible turn, what she took and what was taken from her, her pain and her pleasure, her joy and sorrow, her life and death, and yes, even you.
Why would you do that?
Coldman sought an MAD-based AI that would deliver an effective retaliatory strike against the most appropriate target in response to a nuclear attack from a hypothetical adversary. An unmanned device to act as a deterrent capable of making the decisions and taking the actions that human beings cannot. I therefore concluded he required a cool calculating machine programmed to inflict swift, sure, and utter annihilation upon the enemy. No retaliation, but he took it upon himself to come up with a different answer. He said he needed the thought patterns of the very finest rational mind, one that thought on a global scale, took both past and
That
future
just raises
into
further
consideration,
questions!
and reached the best decision, no matter how painful.
And that's why you asked for everything they had on the boss.
It was the logical thing to do. I knew of only one person who could be entrusted with the fate of the entire human race.
What's your real goal here?
To clear her name. Why was a legendary hero forced to betray her country? Why was she targeted for assassination by you, her most beloved disciple? I have no use for fabrications. I want the truth. The boss's last will. You must be dying to know yourself.
No. She abandoned her country. Abandoned us all.
Really? You think you understand her feelings?
You're trying to recreate the boss's last will. Is that it?
Why don't you ask her yourself, Jack?
Jack.
What?
Jack.
Boss.
Jack.
Boss.
Jack! Go home. I'm not your boss anymore.
Boss.
Go home!
No, I...
Complete your mission, Snake. Extinguish that noble soul once again, if you can.
All right. We gotta fight giant robot Metal Gear the boss.
Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home! Why did you come back? Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home!
Well, if she just lets me go in here too for this minigame. It's true.
Go home. I'm not your boss anymore.
Discontinued.
Okay. Apiomancy's pretty standard Navy SEAL stuff.
I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
Whoosh.
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it
Yep,
means?
right.
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
Took my gun apart. It's like Lethal Weapon 4. Oh, alright. You gotta do things
There's
other
a
than
saying
L1
in
and
the
R1.
Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
Broke my
It
knife.
means devoting yourself to your country.
You don't think this needed to be a QTE. I think it could have worked just fine if they were trying to do
As
it.
long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
Oh, maybe
The way a soldier's supposed to think.
loyalty to
The
the
only
end.
thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
I kind of like that art style for the
As long
boss.
as we have loyalty to the end,
It's a lot more
there's
intense.
no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
This
The
is
only
aggressively
thing we can
timed
believe in
enough.
with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
Which makes me wonder if anyone's done it blind on their first try.
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Jack, you can't come with us.
Just remembering different. That's definitely from the Virtuous Mission. Even though the fight was the endgame. Interesting, interesting. How they ended on that? I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. But that's like the beginning of the game. I guess she didn't say terribly much during the boss fight. The boss fight. It's Calibri, I think? They had a flashback to the Snake Eater final boss fight, but in QTE form. What even just happened? Doesn't matter. Yeah, alright. Bolton Recovery Specialist. Oh, okay. That's cool. Increases your heroism. So like achievements, basically? Sort of? Alright, so we got another vehicle boss fight, which I'm sure is going to be awesome. After a lime soda, Sonic Eye. Alright, last session we were trying to figure out if it's possible to... a lot of people on the brig, shit. Whether your resources for R&D get refunded after they're spent. I don't know. I'm really spending some on the Mosin. I had like 100,000-ish last time. Seems like it's correct to always be researching something, though, if that is in fact how it works. Zero-calorie soda, rank 2. Oh. Sick bay. Not dead, though. Box bomb. Cardboard box that explodes if damaged. We had one of those that had like a stun grenade in it or something. There's actually a bit of text in there that says something about them wanting it to be 0 calories. I'll read it again in a second. Smoke rounds. What kind of animal is a mouflon? M-O-U-F-L-O-N? Tank. Oh man, it's really hard to keep up with these. Okay. It's actually pretty close. Oh, it's like our first female soldier. Interesting. It's a wild sheep. Oh, okay. Get him, turtle. Hey, my helicopter's ready to go. Sounds good. Almost have enough for a second team. POW mean they're in the brig? A former prisoner. Oh, I see. Never mind. They're one of the guys that we picked up in the level. Makes more sense. High D. Yeah, it's like that's pushing it. I'll wait till I get more dudes recruited first. Okay. Assign people to staffing. Check Metal Gear Zeke. But Metal Gear Zeke is separate from this, like, boards that I pull out, right? I have to do something else to get these parts. Scrap. And to get the real ending, I have to do some Metal Gear stuff too, right? Let's see. What's this? Automatic sniper rifle. Support strike. What an unmanned fight resources were. 0 calorie carbonated drink. Excess body fat can lower the odds of survival on the battlefield, reducing mobility as well as the stealth benefits of camouflage. To keep body fat in check, military R&D developed an artificial sweetener. Oh, this fucking game. It's bizarre. They're very... I think it's very self-aware about the stuff that they have MSF researching. Like the fact that Big Boss and company invented Doritos is pretty funny. It's clearly not trying to be serious, I think. Chrysalis battle, okay. Let me pop out and save actually before we do that. Probably what I'll update the title of this to. So we fought a Pupa. Next up is Chrysalis. Pupa was the Shagohod one that like drives around everywhere and treads.
That's the Chrysalis weapon Huey was referring to. You know what to do.
Don't damage parts to get components for building. Do damage them to get more AI boards. Oh. Can I tell what the parts are? It's in fights like this one, right? Presumably. Alright, do we get any briefing files? Hey, here we go.
Apparently, each part of an AI weapon is connected to a memory board inside the AI pod. Destroying a part will release the lock on the memory board. After that, climb in the pod and you'll be able to grab whichever boards you've unlocked. Only thing is, any parts you destroy can't be collected and reused, so you'll have to decide which is more important.
El Colibri may be powerful, but he can be defeated. Looks like you have a lot of places to hide there. Remember your fight with the other chopper. Guerrilla tactics will be key.
Only this one's got a few more aces up its sleeve.
Yes, it might try to crush you by taking out the pillars. Also, watch out for the smaller craft that abducted Chico. The Chico Libri.
Chico Libri?
It means son of Colibri. If it gets you, you'll just have to wriggle your way out. You might get away if you're lucky.
I'd rather not have to take that chance.
Indeed. That would be best.
Being an unmanned vehicle, the Chrysalis can perform extreme G-force maneuvers that standard aircraft can't. It'll be difficult to counterattack once it's coming at you. I should mention that it's also equipped with a railgun.
A what?
A weapon that fires rounds using electromagnetic force in lieu of gunpowder.
Wait, an electric weapon?
Not exactly. The rounds themselves are conventional shells. It creates force by running an electric current through a magnetic field. Fleming's left-hand rule. Didn't they teach you that at school?
Not at mine.
Oh. Anyway, as the railgun uses electromagnetic force, it needs to charge before firing. Once you see it starting to charge, take immediate evasive action. Also, as with the pupa, destroying the AI will put the unit out of commission. Do enough damage and it'll have to land. Use that opportunity to get in the AI pod. Wait too long and it'll start to repair itself. Be sure to shoot the hatch the moment it lands.
I think I can handle that.
Did you, give that letter to Dr. Strangelove?
No.
Why not? I gave it to you for a reason. It's highly important information.
Sorry. I didn't exactly have an opportunity to play postman.
Well, next time you see her, you make sure she gets it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Better for you if she doesn't.
Snake!
What?
Tell me you didn't read the letter.
No.
You did!
I mean, you never know what kind of information could affect the outcome of an operation, right? So
you read the letter, after I specifically told you not to.
What do you expect people to do when you tell them not to read something?
I thought I knew you, Snake. I thought I could trust you. But now I see I was wrong.
Look, I'm sorry, but I just don't get what you see in her.
Well, I wouldn't expect a barbarian who opens other people's private correspondence to understand.
Fine then. Deliver it yourself.
Huh? What? No way. I could never...
You've got a long way to go, Huey.
Alright, we're back. Yeah, Kramer slides in. Alright, so I need to have... I think I need to have 2 of these guns. We Looking at their stats here. This is the one that auto-aims, but the damage isn't as good because of it. Is that right? They all look pretty comparable. I don't have the best armor damage. Still have our resupply things. Rank 2. Oh, right now it might not matter. In that case, I'll take this one. The stats look similar enough. It looks like it's slightly better, but... Get some of the curry. Some of that soda, maybe. Oh, maybe I can try using the box tank. Cass's Kramer. Great. Alright, let's see what happens. I'm not feeling too hot about these vehicle missions still. I'm sure I'll get a really good gun later on that'll make it easier. I think it is. I haven't tried to use it yet. The unmanned ones have simpler win conditions.
That thing needs to be eliminated once and for all.
Does this thing actually work? So I can run with it. This is funny.
Those rounds will chew through any wall you try to hide behind.
How do I fire it?
Do you have enough ammo and items? Send us a support request.
Don't chain gun. Rude.
Careful you don't lose sight of that chopper. Use the surround indicator to help you get a fix on the enemy's position.
Hey, Brewski, how you doing? Hey, it still got there eventually. That's nice. I'll wait longer for it to lock on, it looks like. Come here. Really just want to get that thing. There we go. Kidnappers? Is that what it said? Can't kidnap me when I'm in a box tank. No, it still knows where I am when I do that. Oh man, hitting it is not easy. Really need that auto lock on to even have a chance, it feels like. Yeah. Right. I just don't know if I have enough supply resources to be able to kill it with just the auto lock on. Maybe if it stands still like that more often. This is a PSP game. Alright. It actually looks really good for a PSP game.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be
Is y'all good? It's not a PS3 game, it's a PSP game. Come here.
The surround indicator lets you locate enemies even when you can't see them.
I don't think I have the sound indicator for that though. I guess I do. It's coming from that way. It's a port to the PS3.
Hit that thing with
But it's not a
rockets.
PS3 game. When it launches kidnappers, it moves in a weird way for some reason. Ow. Ow. Probably best to just ignore the kidnappers since it recalls them eventually. Nope. I think that landed. Alright, I gotta do another supply drop here. Oh, why is that happening? Not really clear what just happened.
They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak. Shake it off, Snake. Don't stop moving.
Don't charge the railgun, please. Okay. Get some more rations. Excuse you. Yes, yes. Didn't hide terribly long that time. Finally hit. It's funny. That's the last shot from that. Nope. So close. Need to make sure I have resources to be able to bust the hatch open though, right?
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly. Attack the AI pod to destroy its hatch. It's the cylinder. Hurry up and get in the AI pod.
Get in the pod. Alright, that didn't go that bad. Having a shitload of ration level 2 really helps a lot. Not sure what it's gonna let me take out here. I guess we'll see.
unlocked memory boards. Pull out the memory boards. All the unlocked boards will have icons over
It's
them.
an AI pod.
Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want. If you attack parts on the exterior
Kids
of the
these days
machine,
in their
the memory
iPods.
boards that control those parts should light up. You can tell what a memory board does by looking at its color when it lights up.
Is there anything I can do to accelerate the time once I'm out of ones to remove? Because I just wait for the time to run out, which is fine. See if that's enough to count as having defeated it. Poop me back out. Oh, that it runs away. It's funny. Sweet. Okay, I'll take a B, that's fine. How does XP in a gun work? Is that something that's like specific to the character that was using the gun? Does it make you do more damage or be more accurate with it or something?
Forget about it. You'll get him back. That is, as long as you've got the will to do it.
I am not giving up.
All right, then. I confirmed the location with Huey. The final testing base for Peace Walker is 15 miles to the north of that lab. It's an underground facility disguised as a rock quarry. All you need to do is sneak in and destroy the AI for good this time.
Right.
Snake, you can destroy it, right?
Yeah.
We all
About
have our
that.
limits.
That's a good, I guess that's a pretty good reason to make it be the boss.
Don't worry. I won't screw it up this time.
You're the one who killed the boss. Destroying that AI means reliving that memory.
Thanks,
It's
Kaz.
just a machine.
Snake, I'm worried.
Worried.
For the same reason the CIA entrusted the nuclear launch to an AI. A man can condemn a handful of criminals to the death penalty if they're prepared to assume that responsibility. But who among us could do the same to hundreds of millions of innocent civilians? Who could reduce thousands of years of human history to ash in an instant? Could any flesh and blood human being make that decision? No way in
Yes.
hell. No one man
Should.
can bear the burden
No.
of total genocide. It's what's allowed our cowardly species to survive all this time. But for a machine, willpower is no issue.
What are you saying, Kaz?
You're a hero, Snake, but you're not a
It's a
machine.
remarkably
I
optimistic
can't
position to
destroy that
take.
thing.
That machine's not the problem. It's that the boss still lives inside of you.
Bullshit.
She's dead, Snake. It's time to come to terms with that. Let me put it another way. You've left everything behind. Your country, your identity, your past and ideals. But there's still one thing you haven't let go of.
What are you talking about?
The boss. You still haven't let her go. That's why you're so afraid to find out the truth about her. And that's what's holding you back from your future.
Right.
Snake, she died a decade ago. How long can you live with a ghost?
Kaz, I thought I knew everything about her.
I feel like the
I still don't
disconnection
understand
from the
what happened to her at the
consequences.
There, you're no different from that scientist woman.
When she didn't believe me, I realized something. That debriefing I heard could have been part of the cover story they made up. Now, even I'm not sure what her real intentions were. Why did she take that mission? How did she feel about dying? Why was I chosen?
You want to know the truth?
Ah,
The truth won't change the past.
Wait, I thought Snake got the
wanna
truth
know?
from Eva in the
no.
ending of Snake Eater.
I took on this mission for a kid who believes in peace.
Fine then. There's no point in arguing. Peace Walker is on the verge of completion. Come on, boss. Let's get to that base.
I thought that Eva reveals it pretty clearly. Alright. Got some walk units and some leg parts from the flying helicopter Metal Gear thing. Yeah, I thought that's what he was so upset about, because they made it pretty clear that she got screwed. Because Volgan took the Davy Crockett and shot it, so she basically sacrificed herself for the good of the world. Okay. Save, and then let's look at our new staff. I guess we don't have any new staff, do we? Boss battle. Oh, some people came out of the brig in sickbay. Okay. Yes. Analyzer rank 3. I haven't really been using the analyzer. I'll probably have to once I max out my total number of soldiers. I think you're right. I think you do get GMP refunded after you finish researching stuff. So you should research every single round. That makes sense. Thanks for the heads up about that. I wouldn't have expected that otherwise. Level 2 night vision goggles. It's overdoing it. 37. Let's invent Diet Cola in 1974 and further improve on the not yet extant Walkman, of course. Yeah. I wonder if Kojima became aware of that. Although, where would he get that feedback? Because everything critical was... Oh shit, I did... Good, I was able to back out. All the critics gave universal acclaim to MGS4. So I don't think he'd have any reason to know that Snake Eater was something he should be returning to. More cardboard box tank levels. He doesn't listen to feedback either? Really? Where have you heard that? For that. I wonder where he'd even be getting feedback, though. Tuna. Yeah, that should be fine. It's gotten a little close, but they should be able to win. Mongoose, it's still not too great. Is there a lower level? Yeah, I don't want to risk it just yet. He doesn't really have an editor. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Sometimes that's fun, because of how over the top it is. Been replaying Dark Souls 3 in the morning. Kami's been talking about his playthrough in Discord. Feel inspired to play through it again since it's been a while. And it still kind of blows my mind how precise those games are from a storytelling perspective. Each NPC conversation is like a maximum of 5 lines dialogue.
Once assembled, it's only a matter of time before they launch the nukes. Hurry!
Okay. Y'all got any new... Y'all got any of that codec for me? Alright, here we go.
So tell me, what do they mine around here?
Gold, if I am not mistaken.
Gold? No kidding. I wonder what would be the fastest way to...
I do not know how much success they have had. You do not hear of anyone still operating mines around here.
Oh.
Generally speaking, people here are not too thrilled with outside capital coming in and taking away the country's natural resources. 4 years ago, A group of protesters hurled stones at the Parliament building when people found out the country had been bestowing mining rights to foreign companies.
I remember those barracks. They're full of crisscrossing pathways, so visibility is terrible.
Perfect for sneaking.
That may be true, but it will also be easy to lose your fix on where you are. You could end up bumping into enemies when rounding corners, too.
I'll be careful.
You'll get a better view on the roof, but naturally you will be more easily spotted, and there are few places to hide. If you are going up there, get a quick lay of the land and then come back down. The soldiers there do not have access to many long-range weapons, most likely because of the terrain. A sniper rifle could be really advantageous there.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good luck, Snake.
A base disguised as a mine? We never made it that far. I don't know what kind of place it is, but you better be careful, just in case.
I plan to.
I've heard that the American army keeps dead alien bodies and UFOs in secret bases.
Aliens.
There are billions of stars in space. You've got to think that at least a few have civilizations more advanced than ours. I'll bet they visit Earth in UFOs. In 1947, the army actually announced that they had caught a flying disc-shaped object near Roswell, New Mexico. Maybe you don't know about it, but those army guys, they all know.
Oh, you don't say.
Anyway, there's no telling what kind of mystery weapons they might have stashed up there. Watch your back. Apparently, UFOs are connected to cattle mutilations.
Cattle mutations?
No. Not mutations, mutilations. It's a word I'd never heard before. People have been reporting their livestock dying in mysterious ways near the same places where UFOs have been sighted. They say the bodies are drained of blood and the eyeballs and sexual organs are gouged out.
Wow, when you leave a corpse cut open in a field somewhere, the ground soaks up the blood.
Yeah, but supposedly these cows weren't cut up by any man-made means.
Maybe maggots got to them.
In some cases, they detected radiation.
Radiation?
Even in our own town, we had goats that died in strange ways. Some said they saw a monster. A lizard on 2 legs covered in spines from its head all the way down his back. I wonder if that's what the aliens look like. Or if it was some pet they brought with them.
Either way, doesn't sound like a very advanced civilization to me.
Well, if you see one, tell it I said hi.
Sure. If it speaks human.
UFOs kidnap people, too. You know, alien abductions. You've heard of the Hill abduction, right? That couple back in the 60s? So when I first saw the Colibri, I thought it was a UFO.
The Fulton recovery.
I know those guys are working with the aliens, even if they wouldn't let me see them.
Well, you better not get caught again, or they'll be experimenting on you.
I'd take that over torture. What do you think they look like? Completely bald, maybe, with gray skin and big black eyes? Or maybe they're 4 vara tall and wear skirts?
I kind of doubt it. I'll give you one thing, though. I've never seen anything move like that. Maybe the CIA really did make contact.
You see? It's true! You want to know something? I once met an alien cat.
An alien cat?
Yep. It was dark out, so I couldn't see too well. But it was a cat with a huge long tail. Its eyes shined in the dark, too.
Most cats' eyes do.
At first, I thought it was a regular cat. But then, he started talking to me. Inside my head.
Inside your head?
He said his name was Altargoso El Baki Muñudar. He'd come to Earth from the Andromeda Galaxy to check out Earth's nuclear weapons.
The Andromeda Galaxy? Mankind's barely made it to the moon. We couldn't possibly launch nukes that far.
El Baki said he was watching over us to make sure we don't destroy ourselves with nukes until the day we humans are ready to join the Space Federation.
It's a shame. This is supposed to be the era of détente. And still we've got people pulling stunts like bringing nukes into peaceful countries. If something ever went wrong and set off a chain reaction of retaliation.
I know. This planet could destroy itself at any time. Snake, is it true you took a picture of El Colibri?
Yep. Got it right here.
Whoa! It's like an actual UFO! I knew it! Los Yankees are working with the aliens.
I know it kind of looks that way, but...
Hey, Snake, can you make me a copy of that?
Well, I don't see why not. What for?
People pay good money for this stuff. We can use it to raise money for MSF.
Sure, kid. You go out and get us a good price for it.
You don't believe me, do you? I'll get the money. You'll see.
You ever see the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Can't say I have.
Fantastic flick. The outer space special effects are incredible enough, but the depiction of AI is what really stands out.
There's an AI?
Yeah, a spacecraft pilot AI called HAL. It plays a major role in the story. Dr. Strangelove loves it too. Did I ever tell you about the time we first met up in Costa Rica?
No.
You know how she hates men, right? So we hadn't seen each other since NASA, and we just weren't hitting it off. Until we started talking about HAL. And then she started going off. The way she talked about it was so intellectual. The way she analyzed every plot detail, how passionate she was about the AI. It made me fall for her all over again.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's to Hal for bringing her and me closer together. You should ask her about 2001 too. Then you'll understand just how amazing she is.
Amazing, huh?
Hal. Now there's a good name.
How are you enjoying Mother Base so far?
Ah, it is wonderful.
Good to hear. I was worried someone as cultured as you would find the plant a little uncouth.
Uncouth? You've got albatross, and frigate birds, and terns, and tropic birds. Seabirds I have never had a chance to see in France.
Oh, well, great.
I'm sorry. I know I should not spend all day chasing birds. Is there anything I can help with?
I appreciate the offer, but I'm not sure what I could ask you to do.
Well, I'm certainly not cut out to shoot a gun.
Cecile, where'd you learn to move through the forest like that? The birds weren't scared of you at all.
Becoming one with the forest is the very essence of bird watching. They won't behave naturally if they sense a human nearby. And that can really affect your observations.
I see. Kind of like scouting then.
I am also good at spotting birds from a distance, tracking them based on the tiniest of clues, and being aware of my surroundings.
You're starting to sound even more like a scout.
The only way to find a bird is to think like a bird. Now, think you can find a place for me?
Yeah.
France has produced many philosophers over the years. Descartes, Bataille, Sartre, Baudrillard.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Sartre myself. He called Che Guevara the most complete man of the century, didn't he? Smart guy.
He does tend to sympathize with the left. And what else do you know about him?
That's it.
You know nothing else?
Nope.
Ooh la la! The man is one of the giants of existentialism, you know?
Existentialism? I've been meaning to look into that. Nothing more dangerous than sneaking in without first securing an exit.
No, existentialism. Sometimes I wonder if my English is not better than yours.
Sorry, I'm just not into philosophy.
Ah, is that so? I would imagine it might really enrich your life.
I'd rather take action now than spend time thinking about what we are or how we're supposed to live. I guess you could say I live my philosophy.
Interesting. That sounds like something Sartre would say.
Yeah?
He says we are born with no defined nature, and that we are free to make ourselves what we wish.
Free. So he was one of those devil-may-care kind of guys, huh?
No. Actually, he meant that because we are free to create our own life, we must take full responsibility for our actions. Man is condemned to be free, is how he put it.
Condemned to be free.
But then, others will take it upon themselves to define who you are.
I've been feeling that way lately. I keep telling people to call me Snake, but nobody seems to listen.
Sartre also says, hell is other people.
Hell. Well, we are outside of heaven.
Do you have an interest in the visual arts, Snake?
Not really. Please, no deep conversation.
But you have heard of Picasso, yes?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Sadly, Monsieur Picasso, co-founder of Cubism, passed away in the south of France last year. France was his home, you know.
Huh? I thought he was born in Spain.
Do you know his full name?
Pablo Picasso. Anyone would know he's Spanish with a name like...
Huh. Shows what you know.
What do you mean?
Okay, here we go. Pablo Diego José Francisco de la Paula Juan Nepomuceno María de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. What do you think? That was his full name.
Still, I don't see how...
A master of modern art, a genius who crafted over 100,000 works in various styles, spending the greater part of his life in France. The man is a part of our culture.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is of limited use in my field. But back to the point. Picasso was Spanish, right? Or am I missing something? He wasn't French, right? Right? Cecile.
What difference does it make? It does not matter if he was from Spain or from Mars. Picasso is Picasso. It does not change the fact that he lived in France, nor does it take away from his monumental legacy. Why do you care so much about where he was from, anyway? Whatever happened to the sans frontière part of Militaire sans frontière?
You started it.
France was his name.
What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, that was good. All right.
Tell me, Snake, do you ever put sweets in your rations?
Never thought about it before. Why?
I simply love them. French sweets are très délicieux. Everyone knows crepes, but there are also profiteroles, eclairs, madeleines, financiers. Then there's tarte-tatin, and you can't forget Savarin. Oh, and millefeuille, crepes, blancmange.
Yeah, you already mentioned crepes.
Soufflés, croquembouche, cannelle, Florentine, Queen Amagne, peach melbas.
Finished?
And macaroons. I love those the most. Macaroon Parisian are the best. They are so cute and colorful, and they contain meringue, so they melt right in your mouth.
Wow. I'd no idea macaroons were that popular in France, too.
What do you mean in France, too?
Macaroons are those coconut-flavored cookies, right?
Oh, excuse you? Macaroons contain almond powder, not coconuts.
Don't they have peanuts in them? I've had them in Japan a few times. I thought they were called macarons.
Macarons? Some cheap imitation, I am sure. French macaroons have a long and distinguished history. They date back to the 16th century when Catherine de' Medici of Florence married into the French royal family. The story goes that her pâtissier shared the recipe after they arrived. That is a history of over 500 years.
So, they're originally from Italy, then?
Well,
Don't macaroons come from Italy, too?
Look, I do not really think...
Keep in mind, macaron is almost identical to macaroni.
Well, that settles it.
I cannot believe this. To associate macaroons with macaroni? You, Monsieur Miller, are an insensible oaf.
Hey, why am I the bad guy? Come on, Cecile, wait! Cecile!
What the fuck? He seems like Miller's always dropping in with some random factoid. Keep in mind, it's almost identical to macaroni. What? Alright, Mark 22. Mosin Nagant. Chaff grenade, I guess. Empty mag. Don't need the curry anymore, but what do I take instead? Don't need to bring cologne with me. Really need the box tank. I have the sound eye. Try it. Do you pronounce it? I always thought it was macaroon.
How's the horse doing?
Not too bad. You'd never know he was over 20 years old.
He was hers, after all.
Seems like some part of her became a part of him.
How'd they airlift the horse out of Soviet territory to Costa? Okay.
The platform and the cerebral
Small
AI
universe,
are supposed to
Macaron.
be assembled in an underground base disguised as a mine. If my guess is right, both of them have already arrived and are being readied for final testing. Destroying the platform will be difficult. I suggest getting up close and destroying the AI instead. Whatever you do, I'm begging you, don't let my Peace Walker launch a nuke. Hurry, Snake!
There's gotta be a briefing file justifying the horse. Right. I hope so. I don't know this name. My disbelief is thoroughly unsuspended at the moment. Everything else I can buy, but how that horse got here? Oof.
Peace Walkers in a base due west of your
Someone got
current
fired
position.
for that blunder.
Move out.
How does the sonic eye work? Oh, it's showing me sources of sound in the different distance. That's cool. Do-do-do, sneaky sneaky, do-do-do-do. Not what I meant to do. Is that a prisoner, it sounds like, maybe? It is. How do I get to him? I might need to put a box down to get around to him. Let's see. I like drop off the edge and... Do-do-do, I got some apples, do-do-do. Who keeps a prisoner? Someone that wants to make it a secret. Hey friend, I have a balloon for you. Bye-bye.
Ultimate recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
I really don't want to get detected now. I want to get that guy again.
Somebody there?
Do-do-do. Do-do-do.
Can't be imagining things.
But you are.
Start talking. Start talking.
Oh, he's giving me a hint about that prisoner. Alright, you're joining our team. Because of balloon diplomacy. Makes sense, don't question it.
Recovery helicopter is complete.
I feel like the sort of loot they give you is based on what guns you brought with you. Wish these guys would stop having helmets.
Go west, Snake. West.
Working on it, buddy. Turn around. Oh, got him in the butt. Nice. Perfect. It's the dream right there. You're gonna come work for us. And of course they'll comply, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to go work for an extra national
Recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
mercenary organization after somebody shot a needle in their butthole? Up you go. Bye-bye. Some do have to be reasoned with in the brig, it's true. Now, that doesn't happen immediately, though, right? Like, is it sometimes you recruit someone and they go straight to the brig? I thought it was like sometimes you have a soldier that's already working for you and then forces you to move him to the brig. Hey, it's the titular, eponymous Peace Walker. Okay, that makes more sense. Do you torture them until they comply? Great. I don't have the guns to deal with that thing, game. This is a much bigger map than we're usually getting in, Okay, good. In this game. This game tends to be pretty flat, as most PSP games are. Alright, A rank. Do you ever get an upgrade or an item or something that tells you how many soldiers are available in a mission? Makes it hard for me to decide whether I should just Fulton everybody or try to save them for later parts of the stage. Outer Ops. Their parameter updates are pretty significant. Alright, got some spicy curry. Totally worth it. Ermine died. That's a bummer. Toad died. Oh wow. That one didn't go very well. Yikes. Giant panda died. Lungfish died. Oh man. Decommissioned due to irreparable damage suffered during the battle. Gross. It's a bummer, man. Why did our GMP tank so hard? Because of all those people dying? Presumably. To fight another helicopter to replace it. Uh-oh. Gotcha. Womp womp. These are the more important things anyway, I'll just focus on those. So maybe I shouldn't send them out so willy-nilly anymore. Recruiting soldiers? Okay, take a look in a second. So I only need to do this once, right? I need to get 5 total parts for all of these one time. Surprised they add such a key system and then make it optional to complete, basically. feel like they would start you off with a shitty Metal Gear. Volunteers. I wonder if I actually did get extra money from that Kodak call about selling pictures of UFOs.
Huh. Looks like our reputation is spreading. We've got battle-hardened veterans from all kinds of places trying to join our army. But they insist on testing your skills to see if you're the real deal before they'll join. Let's put these arrogant upstarts in their place. Take them down using hand-to-hand strikes or CQC. If you can knock them all out within the time limit, they'll join us, becoming powerful allies. Don't disappoint them, boss. Show them what you got.
Okay. Don't have to ask me twice to only use CQC. So, like, you unlock missions that automatically recruit soldiers when you do them, and they have different
Reporting for duty.
rules to them, basically.
Just getting warmed up. Enough! I lost.
Okay. Mission complete. You got your ass kicked by Big Boss. Now you can join us. Okay, gotcha. How often can you do it? Is it like only once after every regular mission or something? Yeah, so what's happening when it does soldier search? Is it checking something online? Gotcha. I assumed it was like an online like DLC thing or something. You like download soldiers from the servers.
Reporting for duty. Come on, let's go! I give up.
Let's see if they got good soldiers out of that. My way back from this, it'll give me a summary, I assume, or I probably just have to go into the staff assignment tab. Oh, here we go. Alright. Volunteer soldier. They're both not super great. Too many are fungal infections. Tell him, kid. Alright, let me save and then we'll go do the next mission. Can I see how many soldiers I've recruited easily? Is there like a number somewhere? Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. So, what's the soldier cap? 222? Or is it only 222 as a cap in the waiting room? And it's like 100 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50. I wonder if the sick bay goes up to 350. So that's why I was asking, because this is a larger number, right? Maybe it's the far right tab. 350? Okay. I should just keep capturing everybody. It's gonna be a while before I max out. Then I can start trimming the fat, but until then I should just capture everyone and not try to be discerning about it. Eliminate the guards. Alright, boss fight is not against the vehicle.
Spotted by the guards. Take them out before they take you out.
Sure. I can keep the same stuff from that.
They must have had to clear a considerable amount of forest to open up that mine.
No doubt. So much for any hiding places, too.
And it is not just the forest. Without the proper precautions, the mine's wastewater could pollute the groundwater. And to top it all off, they're developing nuclear weapons there too. How can people care so little about their own country?
I'm not the one to ask about that.
Well, you may have abandoned your country, but you still treasure where you came from.
You think so?
Sure. I know you do.
Paz, whatever you do, never stop loving your country.
Never.
Take a look, Snake. That place is as wide open as a soccer stadium. Best to use a long-range weapon you can snipe with.
I can see several exits.
Right. Don't get too focused on any one of them.
Copy that.
Go get 'em, Snake.
Alright, let's do it. I think I can get away with having all non-lethal options, hopefully. So I could always switch if I needed to. And it's assuming I don't have to fight any of those things, then I might be in trouble. And maybe they can still eat a Mosin. I guess I've got chaff grenades with me.
There's no turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy. Move on. Keep your eyes peeled for snipers. A good one can hit you from a mile away.
Oh, they really don't want to go down, do they? There we go. So I really gotta go for the headshot, huh? Can you not, though? Okay, yeah, I cannot use that. What about the chaff grenade? I might have to leave and come back with a lethal weapon. There's no other way for me to take that out, is there? And the chaff grenade doesn't last very long. Alright, hold up. So probably maybe the Mosin and assault rifle? Yeah, good to know. Give me something better. Probably the M16. Oh, the M60 was pretty good. I mean, I think I can get away with Mosining everybody else, but I guess we'll find out.
There's no turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy. Move on. Snipers will get a bead on you from a distance. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
there a finite number of those things? The kidnappers? They look like they're counting into the total number of soldiers. I'm gonna be able to get headshots in this fight. I'll only get 2 body shots to take him down though, so that's nice. Could run down to the bottom and try to like chain CQC all of them, right? Yeah, it's from playing too much Fortnite, where it's always correct to tap fire. Oh, well, okay. Maybe if I had a ration equipped, that would be viable. Sorry. Try it again.
There's no turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy. Move on.
Stun grenades? I don't think I have stun grenades yet, do I?
Snipers will get a bead on you from a distance. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
Oops. I still should be shooting these guys normally. Oh shit. Did not mean to do that. It looks like they run away from you if you get close to them anyway. Looks like I might be able to go, because I can't, it doesn't look like I can Fulton them in this, right? So there's no real reason for me to do this mission non-lethally. Maybe it affects the rating, your heroism level or something, but I think I'm going to swap to the lethal sniper rifle. Use one that's not bolt action, right? Hello? See if that runs any better. Does this game have a thing you can use to reduce the sway with a sniper rifle? Like, what was it, pentazamine in the main MGS games? I forget if there was something like that in Snake Eater or not. And I'm worried about the amount of ammo, though, how slow it is. I was only using the Mosin because I was hoping to be able to capture them when I got over there.
Keep your eyes peeled for snipers. A good one can hit you from a mile away.
Alright, well. I'm having a harder time aiming with this one, actually. And I have to get more shots off to kill them? Oh, alright. I wish I could bring more than 2 guns. Basically what I'd like to be able to do. I'd rather be able to do that than have to use the supply drop thing. No, I shot him twice for damage and it didn't kill him like it did with the Mosin. This is probably fine. And then when the guys come charging, I'll just take them out with an M60 from above. This one only expects you to do it co-op with 2 people, though, so...
no turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy. Move on.
So I have to take out 24 soldiers.
Snipers will get a bead on you from a distance.
And these things.
Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
I wish I could lie flat. Where are these assholes? Here's one of them. I need to make these really fine movements because they're far enough away. And PS3 controller is not happy to do it, especially with the amount of jitter. I'm just barely adjusting the jitter and then I'll move it a ton like that. I might adjust my sensitivity for this level. 1 second. I can do. Is it aim sensitivity is specified somewhere else? Huh. That's the left stick, which I need the right stick. I think that's just rotation speed. Maybe you can't change the shooting sensitivity. Huh. Alright. I ended up going down anyway, so that's nice. Presumably now a bunch of dudes come bum rush me. It sounds like it. I'd like to go down and chain CQC them, but there's no iframes during it. It's probably not worth it.
To neutralize an enemy, put him to sleep, knock him out, or leave him in a near-death state. Whatever floats your boat.
No, not. Alright, there we go. We're gonna get more snipers in round 2, I'm guessing. Now their bodies stick around. Calling a supply drop. I feel like I'm gonna need it. More snipers. Oh, and someone with a rocket launcher. Great.
They've got rocket launchers.
really struggling to aim. Like, I'm baby tapping the control stick and the thing just isn't moving. So I have to give it a really strong movement to get it to go. And then it shoots across the screen. Maybe I just need to keep trying to do a really wide movement over and over. Maybe that's the way to do it. Like, just like move it across the screen really quick and hope that it lands where I need it to land, you know? Like that. We're gonna die. Yeah, it's like that sort of situation where I'm like right next to him and I just made to make a slight adjustment. I cannot aim. I can't move the stick at the speed it wants me to move it. Go ahead and shoot. You know you want to. The kidnappers are gone at least. That's nice. Call another supply drop when these guys are about to be down. Lying prone speeds up passive health regen. Oh, I didn't even know I had passive health regen. That's good to know. Thank you. Save some resources. It's like hitting them once is all I need if I'm patient enough after that. Let's call in another thingamajig.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Alright. Hopefully last round of assholes now would be my guess. I feel like these are always the weakest parts of any Metal Gear game. There's the staircase level in Metal Gear Solid, right, where you have to fight a ton of guards. Most of the game's mechanics are built on these like one-on-one encounters. I'll make sure I have the ration equipped. It's true. Jesus, where the fuck did that come from? Throw a grenade at me, maybe? Like the core stealth gameplay. That's fair. Alright, last round. Let's do this. Snipers, rocket launcher assholes, all rocket launcher assholes. Perfect. they don't flank me. No, I don't think that the gameplay of Metal Gear is particularly amazing. Maybe the boss fights. Especially like the Snake Eater boss fights are really fun because there's a ton of different ways to solve them. So it ends up being more of a puzzle. Right. I think that it works better the more information you have in the sneaking areas. So games where it gives you no ability at all to intuit the location of the guards, I think are actively unfun. This game is more fun because the guard AI is stupid. So you can kind of predict how it's going to behave when you're sneaking around. But I don't think every sneaking game needs to be Arkham Asylum, where it's fun when you fail to sneak too, even though that's a nice bonus. Multiple paths through a level, having vents. Like the core stealth gameplay loop of Deus Ex, for example, isn't fun. Well, I guess as you get more augments and you become more overpowered, it becomes fun. But like early on, when you have no augments, you don't know where any of the guards are, you don't know what their vision cones are. You have to be perfect because they can spot you instantly. Yeah, I think it's a toolkit thing. It's that feeling of, oh, I did this differently than maybe some other players did this. I tranked them, or I CQC'd them, or I threw a stun grenade, or snuck around without them noticing me. Can you think of a stealth game that you think was fun, Serp? Counterpoint? Oh man, that's like 3 boss fights almost back to back. We had a super short level. Honestly, I think probably the most fun stealth game is Arkham Asylum, because it's like, stealth is a style choice. If you choose to be stealthy, cool, but once you fail, you're still Batman. And so many stealth games give you these extreme incentives to either be all stealth all the time, or all lethal all the time, right? And I don't even know, I don't think that Batman gives you any particular rewards for never being detected. It doesn't really care. It's like, yeah, you can sneak around if you want to, it'll look cool. But you want to get into the brawling, that's fine. It does. Some kind of weird Metal Gear looking thing. Yeah, I love the Zelda boss titles. Character titles in general is a very Japanesey thing to do. Spider Queen Goma. Sweet. Might actually try the Analyzer level 3. I'm curious what it can do. This is 1974 and we're building Mother Base, which is basically Outer Heaven. Looks like Big Shell, I think that's probably by design. So my teams are not doing super hot. A lot of them are dying and don't really have enough vehicles. The benefit of sending them on those missions is really high, though, because the amount of GMP they bring in goes up pretty significantly. Maybe I just want to stay out of B-level missions. Wikipedia rant. I think I'll just neglect these for a little while. Can I send them back on missions they've already done? I'll just do that. Just to get them some XP. Better than nothing. Team Charlie got wiped out. Jeez. Alright, what are we working on over here? Gustav. It's my level 2 RPG, basically? Okay. I think I want that then. Boss fights. Yeah. Once I get OP weapons, I think I'll go for that. Do you want a level 3 ration? For sure. I just don't want the boss fights to take 20 minutes. They're not really that bad, but they feel like it. Hit point sponges. Alright, so here's our third boss fight almost in a row. There's a very short interstitial mission. Cocoon battle. Okay.
Snake, that's Huey's unmanned weapon, the Cocoon. Put it out of commission.
Yeah, I'm only doing them because they give you a pretty significant GMP boost for each soldier that survives, but once they die, you lose a lot, so... Okay. Mission prep... Maybe go with the M60 and this guy. Oh, it starts at rank 3, huh? Made. No, this is fine. Any new briefing files? Thanks to the IOS people.
Escarabajo, the beetle. Even we don't know the Escarabajo's weaknesses.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
You could try asking that scientist, Huey, right? This is just common sense, but once it fires a missile, it must take time to reload. And moving a machine of that size must require the release of considerable amounts of heat. Another option would be to take out its weapons. Sorry I wasn't much help.
No, you've given me some ideas.
I can check, because I guess the sneaking suit wouldn't be useful for boss fights.
During development, I had trouble figuring out how to handle the Cocoon's excess heat. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but the radiators are most likely its weakest points. They're not heavily armored, as heat wasn't dissipating properly.
Where are they?
There are multiple radiators on the upper and lower sections. Just look for the exhaust fumes. The only thing is, the upper radiators typically aren't exposed. You should probably shoot for the lower ones first. You could move under its body to access the lower ones, but the Cocoon is capable of vertical movement, so be careful not to get crushed. Watch out for missiles and hedgehogs, too.
Hedgehogs? Anti-submarine multiple spigot mortars?
I adapted the technology for use as a surface weapon. Both the missiles and hedgehogs take time to load, though. It can't fire a hedgehog until the lamp comes on. As for the missiles, watch for the way the hatches move.
That'll be my chance to get close.
When the hatches open, out come the missiles.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we went through all those codecs early on. They definitely slow down once you have most of the party members. They just have a big deluge of them when you first recruit them, it looks like. Alright, so I have to rely on a lot of supply drops, I think. I guess we'll see. The thing is comically big.
Get rid of the Cocoon. If anybody can handle something this big, it's you, boss. Get out of there. Run. Hiding won't do anything against a gun like that.
Oh, right, my view. I'm like, why is the thing going all janky? Well, so much for that plan. Wow, one shot from the rocket's not enough damage to... deplete even one hit bar. Pretty cool attack. I don't think I would have noticed something about a combat uniform. Maybe it's after this mission. Does it make you do more damage or something? It was like the giant pyramid of Goombas. Wow, yeah. I feel like I need to bring 2 rocket launchers. I'm not gonna have enough ammo with this thing to win. Back out real quick. Triple Bowser stack. I'm actually curious if there's such a thing as too many guns on the side of a giant tank, you know? Mission prep. Give me the law, I think it shoots nice and fast. Yeah, I don't really need the lock. True, kind of stands still, so I could use the RPG. I think this one reloads fast. The RPG is a really slow fire and a really slow reload. It's like the worst of both worlds. Wait, what just happened? Oh, son of a bitch. Sorry, I thought I had replaced the M60, but I replaced the other thing. Well, I guess that gives me an opportunity to get rid of the auto-lock one, since it's not critical. What's particularly great about the Gustav? Extra ops 38. Okay. I do not have the combat one. I can check for that real fast. Still do not have 38. It doesn't have anything as a prerequisite. I couldn't really get a sense that the Gustav was any better than any of my other rocket launchers. Let's try that. I think it might be a side grade. It didn't give a ranking number. I'd have to go do extra ops to get it to finish researching, though. I don't think you get any progression for failing a mission. The auto-lock one does 16k damage. This one does 14k damage, but it fires a lot faster. Reloads pretty fast. Snake, get up, buddy. It could be because the auto lock one starts at rank 3 and this is rank 2, I think.
You're gonna want to take out that weapon before jumping on.
Pretty brutal when he gets most of the way to reloading a shot and then gets shot right at the end of it and has to start the animation over again. I see, when they're at even levels, that would make sense. Let me summon my supply drop, or, you know, get blown up. One ration left, so.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Don't fall off the ledge! Oh, God. That's not great. Now I gotta get up there eventually in order to get into the AI core. Is there like a ladder on this thing somewhere? Or is there going to be a way for me to reach it later? Can't do it from there. Can I fight it safely now, or should I find a way to get on top of it early? Okay, thanks. Shit. Missing sucks.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Getting there slowly but surely.
The shock dislodged the ladder on the side of the trench.
Oh, great.
You can use that to get on top.
Thanks. Actually impressed at the scale of this thing for a PSP game. I wonder if there's some trickery going on.
See the ladder on the turret?
I don't actually. Must be elsewhere over here. Oh, right there, I see it now. How do I get over to it, though, is the question. Do I need a box to climb on? Oh shit, I always slide off there.
Use the ladder.
See it, dude. Alright, let me try setting a box down here. Oh, I didn't bring a box with me. I might be screwed. Because I can't get in there. There we go. Never mind. Hey. Oh, does that not count? Is that not a real letter? Okay. That one does. Good. Cool, cool, cool. Hopefully I have enough ammo to finish it off. So I don't think I can get a supply drop safely up here, you know? 4 shots. Please be enough. One more, please be enough. That seems bad. It was not enough. Oh no. Let me throw some grenades at it, I guess. I can't get him to land in the right spot. Oh, this is the worst. There we go. Might be alright. I see it. The pod, they did not do enough damage. I'm so screwed. I'm not gonna get the ammo in time. I should have called one. I hope it actually lands on here. Give me the ammo! Last one, go, go, go! Okay. Whew, I was pretty worried about that. Yeah, I think one was bugged. How much time do you typically have for that? So I'll know what to do for next time, I guess. Yeah. How much does it regenerate if you don't get in time? I went into it thinking, hey, it only has 2 bars of health, 6 shots, that should cover it.
Pull out the memory boards. All the unlocked boards will have icons over them.
Oh, gross. At least now I can call in a supply drop on top of one. I can't really preemptively call in supply drops, right?
Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want. If you attack parts on the exterior of the machine,
I feel like if they did, I would try to just call 3 supply drops at the start of every boss fight. I think it only gives you supplies that you're low on, though, so you have to wait until you've actually depleted some. Dope. Hopefully we get some scrap. Oh, I can pre-place the supply drops? Okay. And does it just activate them in the order? I guess it doesn't matter. Supply drop's a supply drop. That was convenient. That opened that little door for me. It's almost like this is a video game. Can we capture the Chrysalis, please? Or the Cocoon, I guess? There's one dead eye. I don't know if it's just the fact that I have 2 rocket launchers now, or I'm more familiar with the vehicle battles, but they're not anywhere near as brutal. Those first couple, though, are just like, I guess it was, I had to grieve over what I'm used to with Metal Gear boss fights versus how they're intended to be done in this game. No head parts, okay. Now, why did I not get any head parts? Is it because I was focusing on the AI core for all of my damage? Would I have potentially gotten more if I had shot other things? Deplete his health. They still feel like they take a really long time. That's mostly what bugs me about it. But they definitely feel balanced for 4 people shooting at them. Alright, so walk unit's done. One more leg part, one more power part. I just can't get head parts yet? Okay, thank you. So I'm doing it right now. Sweet. How we doing, folks? Good job, team. I get a decent amount of GMP plus even for the really easy missions. I can just do those over and over until they're really strong. I feel like the risk is really high. It's very punishing if they die, but it's not really a big deal if they're just doing easy missions over and over. Right. Vehicle battles also have the problem of janky stealth, respawning guards, splitting your resources between guards in the vehicle, and being bullet spongy. That's true. Okay, what do we want to do next? M16. Submachine guns. The support strikes are like an airstrike, basically. They do decent damage. I might want to take them just because I can equip them in addition to my other stuff. We make a level 2 curry, naturally. So who wouldn't? Come on, sick new codec entries. Smoke grenades are problematic because I think they always start an alert when you throw one.
Hangar at the very bottom of the mine. Infiltrate the base and put a stop to the project by destroying Peace Walker's AI pod.
Airstrikes are kind of damage-wise. Okay. And the Mosin. Chaff grenades. This stuff's all fine. Just to be clear, I did not get a combat thing yet. Okay.
Enemies carrying shields can be a real pain in the ass. To hear Amanda tell it. Trying to fight those bastards while they sit behind their shields taking pistol shots at you is enough to make you want to rip your hair out. Get around and flank them if you can. You might want to try blinding them with smoke or stun grenades first. Also, armor-piercing rounds should make it a little easier to punch through their shields. Use them if you got them.
Wow, you made it all the way to El Basilisco's hangar. None of us has ever gone that far. I have no idea what the underground base is like.
Wish I could say the same.
It'll most likely be some kind of building, so...
Plenty of places to hide.
Right, but security will be extremely tight. Do not forget that the odds are stacked heavily against you.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. I'm guessing the efficacy of riot shields is very overstated.
Don't get yourself caught.
Blue team, search for the intruders. Gold team, guard the elevators. Go!
Go, go, go.
Hey! I know I saw something.
Did you though?
Looks like the door won't open with the security level so high.
Range of precision of rifles over pistols is oversold in video games. It's a prisoner. Hello, friendo. These guys seem like they're more effective than the other dudes I've been running into. I love that they give you a second to CQC them after the exclamation point. Such a good change from the rest of Metal Gear.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Telling you, man, that fine aiming game is not really built for it.
He's here! Hey! I know I saw something.
Did you though? Nice. Oh, try to Fulton all these guys out.
Use the elevator. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
I'm Fultoning these guys from inside. It's perfect.
That elevator should take you underground. To use the elevator, press the action button in front of the switch.
So I have 5 Fultons left. Oh, really? Not only inside, but deep underground. I like having these urban environment sneaking missions. It's pretty different from the way the game has been so far.
Enemies close by!
Nope, did not get the second CQC off in time, unfortunately.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Sure about that?
This is Patrol. Contact lost. Going to alert status.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him.
These guys move a lot faster too, which is nice. They move so slow in the early levels, it's actually harder. Sweet. Need to wait longer for some of the traveling enemies to get into their final location. That's why I got busted last time. Are the soldiers in the later missions generally higher level? I assume so, right? In terms of recruiting them?
What's that noise?
But that guy over there is like blind. Guy with the shield.
What's that noise? What's that noise?
Suppressor's gonna be out before I get out of this level, but that's okay. What the hell was that noise? Is there like a prisoner I can pick up in here somewhere? I don't see a way to climb up top there. Hold on. Get rid of this guy. Wake up faster.
Recovery subject confirmed.
Oh, well, I'm using
helicopter.
tranks though, so unless if there's a shotgun trank. Shoot a bunch of little mini tranquilizer darts. Spread pattern.
Maybe a little elbow grease will get those shutters open. Try tapping the action button as fast as you can. Nice, Snake. From here, it's a straight shot to Peace Walker's Hangar.
Sweet. You said there's 26 main missions in this game, is that correct?
Initiate.
They might actually come out okay on time. I bumped the how long to beat up from listening to
We're waiting on
codecs.
acknowledgement from Reptile. It could be a while.
Don't take all night.
It's Hot Coldman.
Ah, Coldman. I'd like to perform one final check. Everyone, take a break. I've got some concerns about the dummy.
Now's your chance, Snake.
Seems like this will be a mini game.
Jack, you've returned.
It's Robot Boss.
Your body temperature has fallen.
You're imagining things.
Have you come to destroy me?
Yes, correct.
Your pulse has quickened slightly.
Just chilly. It's freezing in here.
I see.
Boss.
What is it, Jack?
Boss. Is that you?
Pistol's easier to handle, it's not as heavy, takes up less space.
Do you have
Easier to conceal.
Regrets?
about your final mission?
My final mission?
Metal
The
Gear.
one in Groznygrad.
I've never been on a mission there.
September 1964. You betrayed the United States, and then I killed you.
I have no record of such a debriefing.
Debriefing's one way to put it.
Did you defect to the Soviet Union of your own free will?
There is no
We already knew the answer to
that
this.
description.
It's like they needed to create drama and they forgot that they already revealed this in Snake Eater.
Not the boss. The boss is dead.
I guess it'd be one thing if they revealed it to the audience, but not to Snake. But they definitely told Snake.
Mammal showed the same response back at the lab. It's a sure sign that you are nearby.
It's Mammal.
To meet you again, big boss. I've seen that coyote before.
The one on the back of his head.
Lobo smells like a rotting corpse to me.
I know all about you. Selena Yarsk, 10 years
I think he's... I don't think he does know how it works. I think he's confused that it's actually the boss.
I planned the whole thing.
Shouldn't a suit like you be back in Langley? What the hell are you doing here?
It's what the CIA does best. Ensure people in the know keep their mouths shut, or else pack them off someplace where there's no one to listen.
It was him all along.
That just raises further questions.
They don't need to make Snake Eater more complicated. It was straightforward enough.
New world order. Détente, the NPT. SALT, TTBT. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis, the structure of the Cold War has been coming apart at the seams. A new age
Listing
is
English
dawning.
acronyms sounds super
An age
badass in
which
Japanese,
Peace Walker,
not as much
an
in English.
infallible nuclear deterrent system with the patience and
NWT.
cold logic of a machine will play a vital role.
That's your plan. Assigning humanity's sins to a bunch of machines.
Oh, this is nothing. This game is very brief, Brewski.
Remember the
These
Cuban
cutscenes
Missile
are
Crisis,
nice and
when
precise.
the commander of a Russian
Should watch the MGS4
refused an order
playthrough.
to launch a nuclear-armed torpedo.
The entire final hour and a half
Destroy.
session was just one cutscene.
In retrospect,
Yeah, this is brief as hell for Metal
was a
Gear.
hero. He saved the world from all-out nuclear war. Humans are incapable of destroying themselves.
But an AI wouldn't hesitate to push the button.
Precise. Making it the
14
one
hours?
real deterrent.
People hesitate, lose their nerve. Isn't that why deterrence theory works in the first place?
It's just that it's
Machines
less
don't
gameplay.
make mistakes. Only men do. That's why a fully automated, mechanized deterrent like Peace Walker is needed.
Metal Gear Solid 1 is an 8-hour
Once
game,
our system is
but if you skip all the
embraced,
cutscenes, it's like a
Langley will again
90-minute
turn
game.
its attention to Latin America as the cockpit of the new Cold War. Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. Peace Walker will be deployed along Central
right,
America's
this name.
entire Caribbean coast. All of North America, South America, and the West Indies will be within its range. We'll bring law and order to the entire continent.
And you'll still be calling the shots.
You still don't get it. The age of heroes is over.
Technically, Metal
Buried
Gear is an
alongside the
MSX
boss
game from
and her
1988.
bankrupt beliefs.
87
From now on,
was the first
our
one.
only heroes will be machines. Surely no one
Humans are
understands
only
that
capable
better
of destroying themselves, right?
except perhaps your partner. A deterrent for hire. An army without borders. You've invented a new system too, and an admirable one at that.
That's supposed to be an offer.
I'm not offering anything. If I'm to sell my new system, you and yours have got to go.
Wait! Coldman, I have questions for him. Information critical to the completion of the mammal pod. Give him to me.
Don't waste too much time. We've just received word that the SALT 2 talks are on schedule. We will launch on time.
Snake, you are going to help me resurrect her.
Shut up! The boss is dead.
Bring him.
Alright, there's a cutscene, and my controller died, so I turned it back on. Because the cutscene was long enough that the controller timed out. Wait, that's weird. It didn't make me repeat it. Yeah, the original PSP game, your controller wouldn't have timed out because it was the entire machine. Yeah, it's a pretty infamous thing. Kojima was inspired by movies, primarily. He's one of the oldest of the old school game devs that's still making games. Which is why all of his games are basically movies that you occasionally play for a few minutes here and there. Oh, okay. I see. Hey, look at all these guys. Right. Cool. How are we doing on R&D? It can be pretty weird. Photosynthetic snipers, psychics that prove that they're psychic by reading your memory card. He's really big behind the whole fourth wall breaking movement in game stories. Lots of games like Undertale owe a lot to Kojima. He was the first one to really do that in a big way. Now it's almost becoming like cliche for indie games to do fourth wall shenanigans. Mammal pods and cow mutilations are pretty tame stuff. RK-47. You could break the fifth wall. Where are we supposed to go next? Or rattlesnake. Just keep doing these two easy ones. Yeah. I still like it a lot. I mean, it's something that I feel like even film could do. There was a point in the new Incredibles movie where I almost thought they were going to do a fourth wall thing. I'm like, oh wow, that'd be really cool. I didn't think a movie would ever try to pull that, and like it wouldn't get past test screenings. Yeah. I don't want to go into big spoilers for Incredibles 2, but yeah. Alright. I didn't like it in Doki Doki Literature Club. Or at least, I wish it had been a different game with a similar premise that was focused on the fourth wall breakiness.
Snake, I hope you can hear me. Word is you've been captured by Strangelove. I'm guessing they confiscated your gear, but
Yeah, I
I know
enjoyed
you've
it.
still got something
There's something to
left.
see the new
Search your
Ant-Man.
memory, Snake.
Search my memory. Ah, okay, that's why I can't mission prep. That makes sense.
Any word from Snake?
I can't get through. Strangelove must still have him.
No.
We just have to trust the boss and wait.
For how long?
Amanda, you're cute when you're angry. But please calm down. He's prepared for situations like this.
With what? They'll find whatever he has on him.
No, they won't. Because this is something a lot more personal than equipment. And Snake never would have gotten rid of it.
Did you get halfway through a playthrough of it, or did you finish a playthrough? You'll know what that means if you did it, and you won't if you didn't, so that protects from the spoilers. Okay, it's worth finishing a playthrough. I might even stop after finishing the playthrough, but it's pretty distressing. I'm obviously the king of being irritated by anime girls in high school tropes, but I think that it is as long as it is for a specific payoff. It's maybe the whole first playthrough is maybe 2.5 hours total, maybe 3 hours.
I'm loyal to the end, to my purpose. What about you, Jack? What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your old mentor? your mission, or your beliefs. Your duty to your unit, or your personal feelings. The only
You're
thing
like
I can believe in with absolute
less than an hour away from the reason to play Doki Doki Literature Club. I use Zell all the time.
Rise and shine.
Most banks are using Zell.
Coldman's greed does not concern me.
I'm gonna mute myself and type in chat.
One thing. The truth. I'm a scientist, an AI developer, but not an AI myself. I'm a scientist, and as a scientist, I find this distasteful. You understand? I am a scientist, and I expect answers that make sense. Now, what do you know? Your boss defected from the US, taking a Davy Crockett with her, and used it to launch a nuclear strike on Soviet territory. That much I know from the CIA's official debriefing. Did she defect or not? Answer me! Did she or did she not die for her country?
She sold us out. My orders were to take care of her.
Liar! I want to know the truth! Brace yourself.
You hate me? Fine. Turn it up. It doesn't change the fact that I killed her.
I know that. But what I don't know is your motive. Why would a hero, loyal to the end, betray her country? What really happened? What did you see?
She betrayed more than just her country. She betrayed me, too.
Then how do you explain that bandana? Why keep a memento of a traitor?
What are you talking about?
And what about that scar? Don't tell me you have the same scars by sheer coincidence.
Don't touch me!
Decorating your body with her memory. Rather effeminate, if you ask me. Answer me! Admit it! She sacrificed her life for America, didn't she? Sacrificed all for a country that cared nothing for her soul or for her dignity. And you... Yes, I do hate you. But even you must understand how I feel. I have a right to know what she died for. Why won't you tell me? You're no longer one of Washington's lapdogs. You have no moral obligation to your country. Answer me! Would you see your beloved boss brought back to life? Then say it. Say she died for America. That she remained true to the end. Gave her life for the country that betrayed her time and again.
No. That woman was a traitor.
Why? For what purpose?
She went to her grave, cursing her country.
Why? Who is it? What are you protecting?
I'm not helping you finish that thing. Face it, the boss is dead. Whatever's inside that machine, it isn't her.
I'm raising the voltage. The next one might kill you! Why? Why not just give up? He's passed out.
in there!
Hey, another prison mission. That's cool. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity for cool Kojima gameplay stuff in this. Like in Snake Eater. Still have my stun rod, that's nice.
Stop it!
Isn't there some way to
Okay, yeah. So the plot of Snake Eater is that the boss pretends to defect to the Soviet Union in order to control these and spy on these bad guys. And the lead bad guy, Colonel Volgan, takes one of these Davy Crockett missiles that she brings, which is supposed to be like this is a proof that I'm really defecting, but I'm not really. He takes one and tests it immediately and fires it in Soviet territory. And then they blame the boss for doing that. So they're saying this was not an attack on Soviet soil by the US with a nuclear weapon, because if it was, that would lead to nuclear war. Instead, it was the work of a lone defecting soldier working with the Soviet Union, so it was the Soviets attacking the Soviets. And her whole thing was they sent Snake in to kill her, and she was accepting responsibility for that happening, even though that wasn't what she went there to do initially. She was pivoting and basically sacrificing herself and saying, yeah, I'll pretend to be a traitor, even though I'm the ultimate patriot, because that'll prevent World War and complete the mission.
Isn't there some way to bust that lock?
Quite.
Is there? He's not telling her because if anybody else knows that she wasn't really a traitor,
Stop it!
They could tell the world, which would kind of be contrary to the whole point. If the world knows that she was not working on behalf of the Soviets, yeah, that's where they're going with it.
Quiet, you.
Isn't there some way to bust that lock?
Isn't
there some way to bust that lock?
This could be a cool opportunity for a shenanigan, but I don't know what it would be.
Isn't there some way to bust that lock?
Yeah, she needs to be a villain for the mission to appear to be justified.
Stop it!
What are you talking about? Stop it. I'm just a dead guy lying on the ground.
Come on!
Ready to talk now?
I've got nothing to say to you.
I think you do. Very well then.
Gargle, gargle, gargle! This scene is interesting, but with the way they're looping that sound effect, it should be about 2 seconds shorter.
Kill me. I don't care. I killed her.
No, that is not what I want to know.
Yeah. I think that's the Peace Walker reason why he isn't telling her. So you really know why she did it. Then the giant walking tank will work better. That's really stupid though, so. I'll use the Snake Eater reason why he might not tell somebody.
Kill me. Kill me now.
kill me.
Shut up!
It's like Kojima can be really innovative and creative if you sharply limit what he's allowed to use in his story from like a technology perspective. As soon as you let him have nano machines and AI, gene editing and shit, it goes to hell. I think Snake Eater works because he only very rarely borrows from upcoming tech. But the fact that we're building this like realistic AI in 1974 is a little silly. Snake Eater was just, let's build a tank that drives really fast. We'll use the runway as the first stage of the rocket, which I think doesn't make physical sense, but it is kind of clever. It's one of those like, oh, that's like James Bond level reasonable. So that is to say, not at all reasonable. Alright, I'm gonna ask chat, is there something I can do right now to progress, or do I have to survive a certain number of torture sequences? I have no tools. Metal Gear Solid 2 works okay, I think, but even then it's like there might be something I can do without having to wait for another sequence.
Isn't there some way to bust that lock?
All I appear to be able to do is knock.
Quiet,
I can't CQC him through the door. I can see it having something to do with getting his attention, though. No, there's nothing in the toilet.
Checks out okay. Quiet, you.
Yeah, I tried doing the play dead thing. He still just came over and said, quiet you. Here, I'll try it again.
Stop it! Come on!
Maybe that is what's actually progressing at me playing dead each time. Both times he's grabbed me, that's happened. Something with the mirror? Okay.
The truth.
I've said all I'm gonna say.
Is that so?
Burgle, 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 burgle. That's actually getting actively hard to resist now.
Up the voltage. Kill me. Kill me.
I don't hate you anymore.
Do it. Kill me. I killed her.
Please, stop! Stop it!
I killed her. My beloved. With my own hands.
Stop it! That's not what happened. You're lying!
Burgle, 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 burgle.
Okay. All right. The truth. She betrayed her country.
Liar! She's not a traitor! don't understand it.
All right, round 3.
Take him
Try this
away.
again.
Get in there!
I just... Wow.
Don't be getting any ideas.
Okay. So, it did not occur to me in a million years to look at the mirror, and I thank you for just telling me this name, because, like, the texture on it's not special. It just looks like crap. That's really cool. I like that, but I wish there was some other conveyance for it.
Use the jigsaw by alternating between the L1 and R1 buttons. Just make sure to keep it down.
I like it. So he had it in this cool little scar the whole time.
Somebody here.
Shit, I didn't think he was gonna walk out like that. Yeah, why would he need to see himself?
Huh?
I can't Fulton him out of here, though. Cool. Yeah, I really, really like that in principle. I don't know how they could have done a better job. Maybe when they were, like, facing the cell, they could have done a camera pan to it. Or Miller could have given a little bit more information. S rank.
Snake,
Yeah,
it's good to hear your voice again.
Kaz, how about something a little sharper next time?
You got it. How about a diamond-bladed jigsaw? And, when's the next time gonna be anyway? Sorry. Hey, you okay?
Not great.
My lungs taste like charcoal.
No smoking for you for a while, huh?
I'll be fine. The pain in my chest is gone.
So that was just a copy of the boss's wound.
Yeah, so I kept doing codec calls C10, and every time he would say, "There's got to be a way to bust that lock. There's got to be a way to bust that lock."
Everyone okay?
Yeah, but there's a
But if
slight
it had like 3 different lines of text pointing me toward it, that would help, I think.
I thought the professor was looking after her.
So did I. Here's the deal. I started thinking, and I sent someone over to the school the professor mentioned.
And the school doesn't exist.
No, it exists, but Paz has been a no-show. The person at the school said neither the professor nor Paz had been seen there in quite some time.
Coleman knew about us. We've been marked by the CIA. The KGB and Paz brought us into all this. Coleman must know about them too.
You think Coleman's got them?
No. Remember, Galvez isn't some pencil pusher.
This is the guy that has 5 lighters for
Eyes
fingers.
on Coleman night and day, too. Which could mean they knew what the CIA would try to do and are just staying out of sight.
Let's hope so. See what you can get out of the KGB, Kaz.
All right, back to work.
I better get moving.
Snake, we haven't detected any signs that Peace Walker's been activated, at least from above ground. It's still in the hangar you were in earlier. This time, it's really our last chance. Destroy that AI.
On my way.
What do I know with Metal Gear Zeke? What was the name of the Metal Gear in the original Metal Gear, the MSX game? I thought it was just Metal Gear. I didn't think it had a code name. Ooch. Ooch. Focus out the brig. Just some random letters and numbers. Okay. Sure. Right. I wonder if... Oh, okay. They can get to max stats eventually. So I think that's correct then. You send in your teams on the really easy missions over and over until their stats max out. And then and only then do you send them on the harder missions. I was trying to figure out, like, do I just need to wait until I recruit stronger dudes or something? I think I can get away with doing it that way. Oops. Oh, I still had a Team Delta over here. It was mostly complete. This is 8, isn't it? Exactly. Cool. Yeah, that should be winnable. Alright, let's check out R&D, and we'll make some more decisions here soon. R&D choices are taking a lot longer now. So, the things that you could make is based on... Where is their... It's basically based on their R&D score, like the percentage of people you have in here. The little wrench icon. Or is it a combination of the GMP scores of everybody in here? And for Peace Walker's hangar. Okay.
Snake, Peace Walker is being prepped for activation in the hangar at the bottom of the base. Get in there and destroy the AI before it's activated.
Can do. Any new briefing files, guys? Nope. No new codex. Bummer.
Time's running short. Get over to Peace Walker's hangar now.
Like how I go up the stairs, and now I've got all my loot back. I think that's really what happened, but it feels like it. I think I see all of them when I check top to bottom, but that's a good point. Double check next time, this name. More Fultons.
Fulton recovery
All
helicopter
right.
is complete.
Getting better at that.
Maybe that leads underground.
Banging.
Enemies that coordinate their attacks are too much trouble when you're solo. Just steer clear.
Oh man, double floored mission. That's crazy. PSP, they must have really went to the wall to get this to work the way I wanted to. Try to hold on to... I'll keep 3 Fultons for, like, prisoners. I think there's a prisoner around here, because I keep hearing that noise. Let me go back to the door. But it's, like, directly above me. Oh, really? That's really cool. This name. Are you sure about that? To like bring him gear to drop off for him, basically. Alright. Feeling good. I can see what the analyzer level 3 does. It scans much faster. It tells you what they're good at.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Fast scan helps a lot, I feel like. I kind of want to go upstairs and find... I think there's a prisoner up there. I did take out all the guys on the bottom, so that'll make it a little easier. Let me go see what I can do. Thank goodness for the silent footsteps. There is a prisoner over there. Nice.
What was that?
Nothing.
What was that noise? Huh? What's that?
Come scope it out. It's Ron Swanson. Multiple Ron Swansons. Oh shit. Can there not be? Oh, I was so close. That sucks. Bummer. Alright. Still counted as an alert, but... That's a bummer.
Alright, Peace Walker can't be far. Hurry!
I hear another... Hey! Yo.
Nice.
Oh yeah? Is there gonna be more, like, super bosses and stuff?
Confirmed onboard helicopter.
Or any expectation of what the content's gonna include? I can CQC these guys. Not gonna risk it. Save my Fultons for prisoners.
What's that?
I did not see that dude at all. Pigs.
Guess not.
Guess not. I was gonna do ground zeros as well. I own both of them.
What's that noise?
Ground zeros has story in it, right? It's not just a demo. Their take on a boss rush. Let me see. Whew. No, they're gonna give that one to me. Thanks, game. Good looking out. I really like the core gameplay loop of Peace Walker for the most part. It sounds like MGS5 is a more polished version of that.
Late, big boss.
Snake!
Boss. At last I found her. The culprit who led you here to begin with. Should have taken care of her back at the supply facility.
Snake, don't!
The mammal pod is
Hey,
finished.
cassettes,
Peace
nice.
Walker's activation sequence is complete.
Finished.
With the boss,
Finished.
you were loyal to the end. I'll grant you that. But your silence was exactly the answer I needed.
Okay.
10 years ago, your mission was to kill her. And her mission was to be killed by you. She fulfilled her duty to America to the very end. Thanks to you, Snake, the final missing piece is now in place.
Okay. Whatever.
And thus, the boss is restored to life as the mammal pod. I thank you.
So weird to call it the mammal pod after all that butterfly.
I'll let you in on a little secret, big boss. You see, I've already selected Peace Walker's initial target. An offshore area in the Caribbean. The trade winds will scatter the fallout all over the surrounding region. Crops and fish will die, leaving plenty of free hands to help us mass produce Peace Walker.
That's not how that works.
And wouldn't you know, someone's gone and built a pesky little fortress there.
That's not how that works at all.
And right in the middle of the target zone, too. Oh well, all the better to test the warhead, CEP. You bastard. I wonder who'll miss a
I feel
ragtag
like
band
if she
of
already knew
pirates
that,
all the way
Leon, then
out
why
to
did
the
she need to
middle of the
torture me if that was what she suspected?
But first, we're going to prove to the White House that our baby can travel the Caribbean coast on its own. The whole world will know of Peace Walker's versatility. They'll witness the birth of a deterrent that can penetrate both communist and guerrilla-controlled territory, traverse any kind of terrain, and deliver a nuke anywhere it needs to go. Untouchable, unstoppable, the perfect deterrent.
The Cold War's days are numbered. Deterrence isn't only about America and Russia now.
You know what? You're absolutely right. While we've been wringing our hands, China, France, even India have surpassed us. There's a free-for-all nuclear arms race brewing just below the surface. The nuclear threat will only spread.
Don't think that's true.
Exactly why we must deter it here and now. And the Peace Walker project is the key. The advent of Peace Walker will bring calm to this restless world. Don't you see, Snake? We need nukes, controlled nukes, to have peace.
I wanted to launch
Peace
one,
Walker
though.
will restore order. Order in the form of a new Cold War. But if the world is to understand the genius of our plan, we must launch.
It's not a Cold War. It's not cold. Oh man.
Snake, don't let him get away.
So they're thinking that if they deprive all these people of food, that it will be easy to turn them into slaves to build another walking dinosaur robot. The hot Cold War. Oh, well, we don't need to eat, and we can't eat anymore, so let's build dinosaur robots, because those are transferable skills. I feel like Kojima could have just said this guy that the CIA is crazy and they want to invest in ridiculous over-the-top anime walking robots because it's cool. And like that would be reasonable, right? Like, oh, he's just a crazy mad person. It doesn't have to be like the perfect deterrent. Look at the awkward zombie. His poor legs.
do?
Self-defense system online. Self-defense system online.
Snake, the pod's outfitted with a self-defense module. Upon detecting attack, it aborts its command and enters small target suppression mode. Right now, Peace Walker's highest priority target is you. Here it comes.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you on Mudbound on that. MGS1 feels like just the right amount of out there. MGS2 gets really weird with it. 3 actually is the most reasonable. Like, it has a little bit of supernatural out there stuff, but other than that, the plot's pretty straightforward for the series. And then it goes way over the deep end in MGS4. This game, mechanically and for the most part, the approach of the story feels more like classic Metal Gear. But it definitely feels like Kojima's trying a little bit too hard with it sometimes. Yeah. Didn't even have to get so implausible in this one, I feel like. Yeah, 4 is completely absurd. It's the deal that it only took them 5 iterations of giant robots to figure out maybe they should, like, put some armor around the giant glowing red weak point. That's a game mechanics thing, but... Rumors of heroism must be spreading. Oh, okay. So because my heroism is high, I'm just attracting soldiers that I don't have to work for? That doesn't have anything to do with me going into the recruitment thing earlier, does it? I still don't know what happened in 4. 4 is a really emotional final scene, and I can't tell you why it's happening, or why I should care. It keeps, like, upending what it was saying it was doing. Like, twists for twist's sake. A level 4 box, or level 3 box. Yeah, I would be happy to hear an attempt at it. Extend the length of the effect. I think that's necessary. It's kind of trash right now. They're getting up to max life, I see. Oh, you can. Not that you can on the spot or that you want to. That's true. Yeah, I can't even really follow... Even if I sit down and really think about it, I don't think I can really put the plot together for MGS4. I kind of see where they're going with it at the beginning, but it just kind of goes in a weird direction at the end. Go, gerbil! They're getting to be pretty good at that. She turned me into a newt. It had too much plot, was kind of the problem. To the point where it didn't really seem to know what it was doing anymore. 2 I was able to follow on a second playthrough, and it was easier to understand today given that Kojima ended up being a little bit prescient about the whole information overload, fast fake news problem. I think that was just because he threw spaghetti at the wall and that's what happened to stick. That's the one noodle that stuck of all the things he was claiming was going to happen. Briefing files... yeah.
Be careful, Snake. I have no advice on dealing with El Basilisco's attacks, but you may be able to use its size against it. its movements will probably be just as big, meaning it should give some kind of warning before most of its attacks.
That's true.
It might be good to start out by studying its movements, watching what it does before each attack. That should help you avoid most of them. And weapons that walk always have one guaranteed weakness.
The legs.
Right. Destroy its legs, and you'll stop it from moving. You might even be able to knock it on its back if you're lucky. Just make sure you are out of the way
I thought being
first.
bipedal was really good. Yeah. So I think what 2 is getting at is that, like, you know, you can kind of think of a corporation as an organism that at some point it starts to make decisions in its own interest, even though technically there's a group of people that are responsible for making those decisions. Like, you can't really attribute any of its decisions to any one person on the board. Because the corporation's goal is to continue to survive and make profit, it evolves in a certain direction almost in spite of its individual controllers. I think that's what it's getting at, except with the government and the idea of politics in the form of an AI that they developed to try to exert the will of what was once humans. That's how I perceive the whole Patriot GW system to be.
Peace Walker contains an assembly of 2 AI pods. One of them is the mammal pod, which Dr. Strangelove developed. The other's the reptile pod, which is mine.
What's the difference?
The reptile pod is the attitude control AI. If it's destroyed, Peace Walker grinds to a halt. The mammal pod is responsible for making the decisions regarding nuclear retaliation, reflex, and thought. One is the brainstem and cerebellum, the other the cerebrum.
So, the one that houses the will of the boss
would be the mammal pod.
Okay. I feel like this game goes off the rails pretty quickly. Alright, let's see. If I do Mother Base, Great Leader, I can see a Great Leader from the top, so I'm not missing anything. Like, this game started really strong, and then like this whole session has felt like, oh shit, we gotta wrap this up. Because we've just been doing boss fights, boss fights, boss fights, boss fights. And don't walk on them.
We call it the reptile pod for a reason. The parts of our brains that govern basic life and reflex developed ages ago, when our ancestors were still reptiles.
We were reptiles?
Well, only at one stage of our evolution. The theory was proposed by the neuroscientist Paul MacLean.
Huh.
The reptile brain corresponds to the brainstem and basal ganglia in our brain. The reptile pod also incorporates the functions of the cerebellum.
So basically, it's the deep parts of the brain.
Dr. Strangelove came up with the name. The part of our brain that developed after we became mammals is responsible for high-level brain functions.
Such as?
Such as intelligence, judgment, even love.
That's high level, all right.
Location-wise, the mammal brain is on the outside of the reptile brain. The cerebral cortex is part of it. I think it's very telling that Dr. Strangelove named her pod Mammal. It's almost like she wants it to be more than just an advanced AI. What she really wants is for it to have a mind of its own.
Alright, that's all of them. How many more missions are there after Peace Walker battle? That kind of comes across as very final battle-y. Really wants to do his direct. Alright, looks like those are both comparable damage. Don't need the analyzer. Guess I could maybe try the shield. I don't think I can hold it out at the same time though, right? Maybe not. Rank 2 curry, rank 3 ration. Alright, so as good as it's gonna get, I guess. Give it a try. It seemed like none of the extra ops had any like story implications. At least the ones I did early. It's really cool that there's an extra op for go get gear for Snake. If they were more like that, I would have kept doing them. I think I maxed out my leg points earlier, didn't I?
Self-defense system online.
Can't climb all the way up that. They do look cool, I agree. Oh, great. This would be great with other people. Well, I got that. I didn't think it was gonna happen. Oh, don't tell me it dropped on it. It dropped on the top of him. I can't get to the shit it dropped. Wait, maybe we'll be okay. Hold on. Now, did it heal when it fell over? Did I have a chance to go attack the other thing behind it? I kind of missed what was happening there. Gave me, could have had free hits if I had ammo. Okay. Gotcha. Bummer. Oh my god, every time. Bummer.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak. You're asking for the impossible. We need some time.
Okay, so that'll turn blue once that's able to be done, I guess. Makes sense. I do like Gregorian chanting in Metal Gear. Shit. This thing is way less aggressive than everything else we've fought so far. I kind of like it. Maybe that won't stay true. Ow. Need to eat some curry to get my psych back. Oh shit, that doesn't work. Can I lay down to get psych back? Well, they sent me some tea, okay. Shit. the roar cracks me up.
Shoot it down before it hits.
Get him in the legs. It's like, this is like, it requires the same number of supply drops if you had 4 players. That's a typical boss fight, it seems like. Ouch.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
God. Can you not do that? Truly the perfect weapon over here. Missed it. I like when it engages a flamethrower. It gives me time to line up a nice shot. Oh, can you not, please? That's such a ridiculous attack. Yeah, Fulton the robot out of here. Wouldn't that be nice? I thought I started moving early enough to be safe there. Guess not. Shit. Dodging like it's Dark Souls over here. Jeez. There we go. Now I'm out of ammo again. Of course I am. That's alright, we're doing alright on his health so far, I feel like.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Can you not, though?
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Keep going. Sweet. Should have ammo to get into the thing if it lets me here. We'll see. Oh, that was it. Nice. Don't have to climb into the thing. Beauty. That was fun. Maybe I'll just climb in automatically at the end here. It's an unstoppable weapon that has been beaten by a single terrestrial soldier now. 4 times? Small one-man fighter poses no threat to the CIA. I wonder why they ditched the whole AI idea. It'd be better to have a shirtless Cam Clark piloting it. I don't have a hind D. Phase 2. Mass-produced rays are all AI. Okay. That's why riding can take on 25 of them. Oh no, it's a bug! He's like a little praying mantis bug. Please let that be a second mission. It's okay. It's double bipedal. It's bipedal. Good luck, dude. You're not gonna catch up with that on 2 legs. Yeah, right. It's the only way the Rays could succeed. What was the whole reason for making the Rays? The Navy was competing with the Army or something? Oh, it's cool. I like that. This is really cool. I like these cutscenes already, but the movement there is really neat.
Peace Walker's estimated top speed on level terrain is 25 miles an hour.
Come on, I bet you can do at least 30.
Haas is on board the Hind too.
I noticed that.
She's our client. We have to protect her. Snake, don't let Peace Walker get away.
How much is she paying you guys?
The day is dawning. Go!
All right. Ah, that's cool. Hey, Yahan. Hope you had a good nap. All the Rex knockoffs everyone was building after Ocelot sold the specs. Yeah, right? Aggro!
Snake, you're entering the woods. Watch out. Peace Walker's getting away. Faster, we're losing sight of it. You're about to lose Peace Walker.
I feel like I should just watch, instead of looking for the button press. I should look for the tree. Oh, that's cool. Having to time the button mashing now, after the first one taught us. It's like reverse missile command. Agno! Get on the back of the Hydra!
Approaching the border.
See you around, big boss.
Holy, look at that. Zeke, that's the border up ahead.
For some reason, all the double O's, one is an O and one is a 0.
Hang in there.
Poor horse. It's not a Skyrim horse. Can swim too, man. I feel like Metal Gear Rex was kind of a downgrade. Poor horsey. I'll take a B ranking. Rank 2 at requesting supplies.
Snake.
Kaz, Peace Walker's gone. They've got Paz too.
Yeah, but
Why, Kaz?
You've researched
What would
horse
Coleman
sausage.
want with Paz?
Haas was with the professor, i.e. the KGB. Once Coleman discovered that, he figured out what was really going on between Paz and Galvez.
He's trying to figure out how the KGB plan to stop Peace Walker, and he thinks he can get the info from Paz.
That's crazy. Paz won't know anything.
Oh, he probably doesn't buy that.
You think Galvez has already been killed? By grabbing Paz, Coleman's saying,
Stay out of this, or lose your client.
damn it! I can't believe we didn't realize what was going on before we lost contact with Paz.
Don't have time for that, Kaz.
Snake.
Paz needs our help.
Right. This isn't about money anymore. You better move.
You
We
have
know where they're
researched
headed.
glue.
Yeah.
You can thank Amanda.
Snake, that river you chased the Basilisco across is the Rio San Juan. The other side is our country. I had some Nicaraguan compas track it there. They're focus from the GPP faction, so we don't work together so much.
Where'd it go?
West, along the border, towards Lago Cocibolca.
There's a U.S. military supply base on the southeastern shore of the lake. Ever since that earthquake 2 years ago, America's had the entire region to itself.
That is where the Basilisco is. I'm sure of it.
Lago Cocibolca. How do I get across the border?
There's a route that we use to cross. It's just a little boat, but I can introduce you to the captain.
I appreciate it.
We will never leave Nicaragua at the mercy of someone like William Walker again.
Snake, Coleman's going
Yeah,
to launch
right,
the nuke
this
from
thing.
that base. He's
How much money do
targeting
they
MSF.
have?
Based on what Huey's told us, it'll take 2 more days to prep for launch.
Ugh.
But it looks like there's another reason they picked that date.
With the money from Paz, we could have made level 3
Tomorrow is day 1 of
Doritos.
the U.S.-Soviet summit in Vladivostok. The launch is probably connected somehow.
That's right. They're holding the SALT II talks.
You think Coleman's trying to disrupt the negotiations?
Either that, or use it as a bargaining chip.
He's still got Paz, too. At any rate, we're running out of time.
I'll figure something out.
A special report has arrived. Yeah, someone's running the microwave, sorry. Alright, let's see. No. Man, it's gonna take them forever to get max stats. Now, can they only get max stats for whatever their, like, rating is? So if they're a B rank, does that determine what their stat cap is, basically? This seems worth doing if only for the extra GMP from them leveling up. Because once it says it's capped out, then I can stop doing it, but... So far, I don't think any of them have capped out. I might be pushing it, actually. That's a little bit more likely to succeed. Staff is fine. R&D, what were we working on? I don't think I actually need anything. I guess the law upgrade would be really nice. Just wait on that. It seems like if you're researching multiple things at the same time, it takes longer. Not actually clear if that's how that works or not. Okay, I'm gonna check for mission 38 again to see if we can get the upgraded rocket launcher. 38. Hey, there it is. Stop the enemy's advance in the AI weapon hangar while Snake fights Peeps Walker.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point.
I don't think I have any soldiers. I think I set them all out.
Good luck out there.
So I might have to do it after this mission. Let's see. Yeah, not allowed to use Snake, which makes sense. Guess these two guys are new. Can he use the sneaking suit?
Stealth.
Chaff grenade, empty mag, supply drop, ration. Oh, it's called battle combo? Oh, battle. I must have just gotten that. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Combat.
High defense, main weapon, and aim lister. Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. I had checked just previously, so I feel like I must have just unlocked it. And it lets me carry an extra weapon. Beautiful. I won't be screwed by bringing only non-lethal. Thank you for the heads up. Photon. I think the night vision goggles are ever relevant. At least it doesn't seem like it. Seems like this is a kill people mission, so let's give it a try. So it gives you extra starting ammo and a third gun. And you take less damage from hits, so it's perfect for boss fights. It seems like even if you're going to do extra ops, it seems correct to push the main story as far as you can.
Get in the boss's way.
Great. Got him in the butt. I think that's a built-in mechanic of shooting him in the butt there. That's funny. "40 enemies, yikes." Oh, did they give me a chance to Fulton them? Is that what's happening here? Got him in the butt. I do, that's nice. I'll try to charge this thing soon.
You're doing all right in there.
Oh, I'm screwed, aren't I? Guess we can try to depend on CQC chaining. They do shoot eventually if they get close enough. Ah, shit. Alright, let's try doing mostly CQC, I guess, with the... You think so? I just don't have enough ammo. I guess if I call in some supply drops early, try doing that.
Stop the enemy reinforcements. Don't let them get in the boss's way. In that location. Get to a place with fewer barriers.
Okay, so I can't use supply refills here at all. So I have to be careful. Alright, that's the dream. Let's try to keep that up if we can. Try to get more bullets off of them, maybe? Seems like that's the way to do it.
You're doing all right in there.
They can't really shoot me until they get to the corner, it looks like. This'll do. Just stay at this point here where they can't quite get to me. What? I guess anytime you shoot him in the butt, it's an auto knockout. That's nice. I didn't realize that. Let's see how much I can save in terms of bullets here. Next. Working on it. Oh shit, don't do that. The opposite of that, please. I'm trying to use the Fulton. Oh no, I forgot to switch to ration. I thought I was close enough. Ugh. Alright, one more try. So... Oh wait, it's time. Never mind. I'll try this next time, and I think I'll try to pump out all of my Fultons early and then just hold the ration for the rest of it. I should be able to do CQC chaining at that corner if I'm careful with that camo. Let's go back and save here. I know, kitties, you're so hungry. I do wish you had iframes during CQC chaining. I guess it's not, doesn't make sense, but I think it would be fun if you did. Sort of like if you could take damage during a backstab animation in Dark Souls, that would be pretty sucky.